All right, everyone. Welcome back to Top Tier Racing. And now we are going to Auto Club. We're going to bring these Gen 4 cars over here to Auto Club. And I got to tell you, if there's ever been a track that was put together for this Gen 4 car, it is going to be right here, right now, at Auto Club. We're going to go into the nighttime, which is going to be something pretty spectacular here. As these Gen 4 cars are going to run around, we're going to give you a bit of a rundown on where we were last week as we are now in week 4 of this season. And man, I will tell you, it goes by so quick. Rachel already out there in the chat now. Rachel, we have to make a pick for tonight. I'm going to go out on a limb and think that it's going to be JD for you tonight, but I've got to make my pick, and I'm a little undecided right now. But we're going to do Auto Club. Then we're going to Mid-Ohio next week. So you're going to see these cars do something they have not done in a very long time. So can't wait to check that out. Kansas after that. Then we're going to Indy. We're going to Richmond. Then mark this on your calendars. 9/12, September the 2nd. I'm sorry, not the 12th, the 2nd. We are going to Eldor. We are going to take these Gen 4 cars and we're going to put them on dirt. We're going to see what's happening with these Gen 4 cars as they try to get themselves around and sling a little bit of dirt at night. Then we're going to Worldwide Technology, Martinsville, Chicago Road Course, Dover, Chicagoland, and Darlington. That's going to be your schedule. That is your main schedule for the series. Then we're going to do our championship run. So you've got all those races, and then we're going to have a 5-race sprint for the championship in this Gen 4. So we had a couple of little different things pop up. Now, I don't see, let me see if I can check this. Alex Anderson is in the building. He was not in the building before. He has won 2 out of 3. So he went to Daytona, he won that. Last week he went to Texas, and he won that in fairly dominant fashion. Kenny was able to get that win at Iowa. Now, Kenny, right now, and we will see if this is going to be official, as we still have cars that are out on the track racing and doing their qualifying runs. But Kenny was able to bring that home at Iowa. He is right now sitting on the pole, did not start, or maybe even he started last week, but had to take it immediately in due to some sort of equipment failure that he had on his rig. I'm not sure exactly what that was, but so he had to go to the pits. He wasn't able to run that Texas race. So is it going to be Kenny? Is it going to be Alex tonight? But I got to tell you, as I'm looking through these drivers and I'm seeing the way that they ran in practice, I don't know, folks. You'll have to tell me who you're going to vote for. We know Rachel's going to go for JD. Woody, Jeff's already there. He's going to root on Shane. Kelly, Kelly says, let's go MTR. Yes, let's go mid-tier. But Kelly, we got to make a pick on who we think is going to take this thing. And I got to tell you, I'm not going out on a line. I heard last week, and I seen a lot of speed out of this driver, and I heard that he's a lot quicker than maybe some of these results have shown. We're going to be at Auto Club. Draft is going to matter. Man, I don't know, folks. Jake had a great run last week at 37 as well. I'm going to stick with my original pick. We are going to go with that 72 machine of Baines. We're going to see if he can get it done. I heard that he is lights out on some of these tracks, so I can't wait to see that. So that's going to be my pick for tonight, is going to be that gentleman right there. What do you think? Throw it out in chat, who you're going to vote for, who you want that pick to be. I don't have points to show you. We know Alex Anderson is going to be leading the points. I don't have a new points list to show you, but we will make sure that we get something for you before next week. Zebra says, let's go 69. Yeah, he says, wait, I am the 69. Jake Raven is due for a win. Hey, listen, he had a great run last week, Jay-Z. I was thinking maybe we would go after that, but We're going to stick with our original pick. Robert in the chat, I'm betting on the long shot. I'm assuming, Robert, that's going to be yourself. Ricky Higgs says, let's go, Rob. Ricky, Rob had a good run. Had a couple little bobbles, but he had a good run last week. Showed a lot of speed. I believe he was the fastest car on the track a few times there through some of those stints. So he knows how to get around these big tracks. He knows how to save tires. Kelly going with Rob as well. He knows how to save tires. We've seen it. I don't know. That's a good pick. Alex Anderson, you can't go wrong there. You've got your gentleman that is going to be sitting on the pole. Let's see if we can throw that up. We're going to empty this out. Let's pop up your results here in the qualifying. So there you go. Your gentleman from week 2 there at Iowa, Kenny, he is going to be on the pole. Logan Gill is going to be second. Jim Thorndike in third. Ledesma is going to be in fourth. Really nice job by Ledesma last week. Really good starting spot. Jake, now for those people that are in the chat cheering on Jake, this will be a much better starting position than what he had last week. Davis is going to be there in 6th. Matt, my pick for tonight is going to be in 7th. Alex Anderson in 8th. That is your 2-week winner out of 3 weeks. We've got Wendy saying, let's go Jacob Wilson. All right. Let's see how Jacob does. He is going to be starting in 11th, Wendy. Nick Ruffini is going to be in 10th. Drafty in 12th. Rob Higgs is going to be in 13th. JD in 14th. 15th is the long shot himself, Robert Altman. Robert White is going to be in 16th, followed or right beside him is going to be Zach White in 17th. Dan Ames is in 18th. Shane is going to be in 19th. And it looks like Christian Proctor, your pole sitter last week, is going to round this field out. He did not put a time in, but he is going to start anchor on this field. So there you have it. That is going to be your qualifying results. Let's see if we can hide that. And I don't see anybody taking that opportunity to get out and warm those tires up. So I would assume they're in the driver's meeting going over all the things that they have to go over tonight. Again, we talked about this. This track, normally in the heat, it doesn't have any traction. Here at night, this track is going to be quick. These cars, we're going to pull up some dashboard telemetry. Don't let me forget to do that because we got to see how quick these things are going to be going down the back stretch, going down that front stretch. There is a bit of a tri-oval on the front stretch here at Auto Club. So we've got to see what kind of mile per hour they're going to be touching before they go into turns 3 and turn 1. So we'll see what happens. These cars, again, they're not built really to go down a straight line. They have kind of a J-bar setup, almost like a dirt track car. So they don't like to go down straight lines, and you are going to see a lot of that. Looks like Sarah is saying, no, Ricky's saying no Proctor tonight. Ricky, I don't think that that's the case. Christian is here. He did not post a qualifying time, however, so I don't know if maybe he's in the back. Maybe it was a penalty. I don't see any penalties on Proctor. No, I don't see any penalties there for him. He is the 13th. No. So maybe he wasn't able to get out there in time and get that lap down. But it does show that he is there in the session. So let's hope that he gets himself out on track. Sarah Hodges saying, let's go revved up, boys. Ricky saying, let's go mid-tier. And then Topless Races said he loaded late. There you go. So hopefully Christian has spent some time. And I know Christian pretty well from another league. And I got to tell you, he's going to spend some time making sure that he comes out well prepared for these races. So, yes, Kelly, he did not turn a qualifying lap. Yeah, Ricky's saying in hopes that he doesn't have any tech problems. I'll tell you, it's just, I remember logging into a race one night and getting ready to go green and get on, and the wheelbase just blinks out. Completely shuts off, will not come back on. It just toasted itself right there. And it's just one of those things where you get yourself prepared, you're going to go racing, then all of a sudden you can't do it. So let's hope that that Christian does not have that happening to him right now. All right, so it looks like warm-up is getting finished. I hope you've got your bets in. I hope you know who it is that you're going to want to take the checker flag tonight. I can tell you, every single race we've had has had some fireworks. This one is not going to be any different, as now it looks like these drivers are going to start to get themselves out on the grid. And there you go. You've got them right there. And we're going to follow Kenny in that revved up car. Kenny with a bit of a different paint scheme. Did he not have a black car there at Iowa along with Alex? So maybe a bit of a different paint scheme tonight for him. Ricky, my pedals last night decided to keep accelerating without me. Yeah, that certainly does happen from time to time. Oh, don't forget, there is a big sim expo. So if everybody's out there watching, if you are an iRacer, there is a huge sim expo. I think it's going to Schaumburg, Illinois in early September. Your local broadcaster might make an attendance over there. All right, so here we go. We've got the lineup set. We're going to put up some graphics so we all see what's going on here. And again, we are going to try to get you some great shots throughout the night. We're going to try to get you some telemetry data. I'm going to be very, very interested to see what happens to these drivers coming down these straightaways. And you're going to see them almost dogleg, what we call dogleg or fishtailing out going down the straight, where it's really hard for them. And we'll get some in-car cockpit shots of that too, and we'll describe what that wheel is going to do as it's going down the straightaway, because it's going to have a slight turn to it. All right, so here we go, folks. 75 laps. That will go by in a flash with these drivers. Now, they will pace around. We'll get some lap times for you, but this track will eat and chew up tires. Watch those seams. You'll see those black lines going through those turns. Those are the seams. So here we go, folks. We have got that pace car off. He has taken a sharp left-hand turn. That is going to put us up here to the starter cam with that green flag in the air. Kenny with a nice little jump. That 71 machine getting right down to the bottom. Jeremy's going to be on the outside. I heard in Discord a lot of people talking about Gil being one of the quicker cars here, but let's get a big shot back here as they're 3 wide already. You can go 3 and 4 wide here at Auto Club, and we are doing just that. We've got one in the wall. Jake looks like he's getting that pass done there on Matt. Now, Alex is going to look underneath of Matt. Marina saying, good luck, everyone. Let's go 37. Oh, man, we have got a fight here for the battle. Looks like Logan is all over the back end of Kenny. Now, these drivers choosing to stick down at the bottom. You can run the top at Auto Club and be good on tires. So that is certainly a viable line for them. Now the 8 is going to shoot down to the inside. The 71 going up top to defend. We're going to see what kind of run he's going to get. And this is where you're going to make hay in that Gen 4. Right on that top line, coming out above. He's got some draft in that 59 right behind him. Ledesma behind the 59. Oh, 59 is in the wall. He got into the draft in the dirty air of that 71, put him in the wall. So that is going to get Ledesma by him. That's going to get several drivers by him. Looks like Jake now and Alex are going at it. Alex Anderson, your fastest driver so far of the night, going purple that last lap, pacing around at a 39.27. He's now going to look to the right-hand side of this 37 machine and try to get this thing done there on the high line. He's going to be able to do that. Now, we talked about that earlier. Jake is one of those drivers that really takes tire wear into consideration. So look for Jake to really be on a mission to try to save some rubber. But now Davis is going to be on the outside of Jake as well. Let's go back and take a look at all these Royalty Motorsports drivers. We got a couple of pink Hello Kitty cars there in the background. We'll see them in just a second. Nick Ruffini not without fireworks last week. I hope you all remember that. It's a little bit of fireworks last week involved in Nick, but great drive by him. Again, one of those drivers that's really, really good on fresh tires. The 59 behind him of Thorndike. Now, earlier he got into the wall, and that pushed him from about third position, and now he's going to go 3. We're going to have a block by Drafty going down the backstretch. The block's not going to be able to hold him, and now he's going to get right across the nose there of the 2. And he's going to push up. Nick Ruffini now getting high. All right, everything calming down for just a second. Another Hello Kitty car right down there at the bottom. That's the 13 machine. You guys know who that 13 machine is. There it is, Christian Proctor working his way up, not able to put in a qualifying time. He is all over the back end of that 2 now. Oh my goodness, the 4 just come from out of nowhere. Here you go. We are going to fan out and looking 3 wide. I believe Matt is going to stay in line. Now, Matt, my pick for the night is off about 4 positions. Christian Proctor making that pass over there on Drafty. Drafty getting right in his tire tracks at the bottom of that line through 1 and 2. Now Matt starting to work the top again. The 4 of Gill underneath of him now. JD is right behind this pack. All right, we're going to go right back up here up front because now it is starting to get hot. Alex Anderson, your 2 race winner so far, is now in 3rd. Started in 8th, has worked his way all the way up to the front. So here he comes. Logan is following the 71 around the top of this track. I do think those that are committed to the bottom are not going to be the fastest right now, but I do believe that if they can stick there, your Jakes, Drafty down at the bottom. We saw him earlier. Christian looks like he's hugging the white line. That is going to pay off for these drivers. It's now the 67 going low there on Logan to try to get that pass done. Logan had a fantastic run off of 4, almost got beside of Kenny. Looks like Alex is going to try that again there on the bottom. Not quite able to get the steam out of the turn that he's going to want. Now, Ledesma is right there in the 44 as well. Looks like he's just sitting back, running that high line. Now, Logan is starting to toss a bit of dirty air on the front end. You can really see Alex's car push up. Now, Logan falling back in line. Man, that car is loose on entry. Alex right behind him again. You can see Alex's car pushing through the middle, and normally what that means is he's just getting back on throttle a bit earlier than the 8 car. Now the 8 is probably trying to time that throttle out to be beside of the 71 on exit. Alex doesn't have to do that. This Gen 4 car turning really well down there at the bottom. Now it looks like Anderson has made a great run at the bottom. Is going to get by the 8. Now he's going to be even and have to fall back in line. So you can really see the draft power that these cars have getting down these straightaways. Now the 8 car looks like he's going to try, the 67 is going to try to close that hole up, and he is going to do that. Oh, my goodness, Logan sliding right up in front of him. Wendy saying, come on, 51. I'm not sure, Wendy, what happened. He dropped back about 9 positions. He is last on the field right now. Now the 67 is going to close the door on Logan. So these drivers really taking to this track pretty quickly. Let's see if we can go. Oh, and the caution is out, folks. Caution is out. Looks like Davis might have went off track. Let's go back and see what happened to Davis. Oh, yeah, we've got some contact with him and the 4. I wonder if that 4, we saw a bit of a blinking issue earlier. I wonder if that 4 is doing that again. No, it looks like this started even further back here. Man, they were just bumping already coming out of that turn, just banging off of each other. 1, 2, and 3 shots. Oh, my goodness. He's going to be able to keep it down, rotate that car down into the infield. But him and the 4 arguing over a couple of inches of real estate there. 4 getting the better of that quick battle. All right, so let's get back up here up front because we know we're coming down. You're going to want fuel. We've already got 13 laps in. So you're going to want to try to get some. Here comes everybody checking up Christian Proctor. Oh, my goodness, the 37 of Jake not able to slow it down. Is going to get right into the back end of Logan. Heavy damage for Jake. Oh, it just looked like he could not get that car slowed down. Let's go on board with him. He's heavy on the brake, just nothing he can do there. Man, you know, that's really why you got to watch that, hear that call out, that checkup. Is Jake going to be able to get this thing? Yeah, he is going to be able to get rolling again. Yeah, Rena, that is not what Jake wanted to see happen. Now it looks like Alex Anderson has worked his way up to the front. He is right there with his teammate there in Kenny in the 71. Both drivers coming down. Oh, the 8 is going to slide through his pit on top of having some pretty serious rear end damage there on that car. So Logan is going to have to get a lot of work done to that machine. You can see the 71 with that number 1 stall. He is going to get out nice and quickly. So is the 44 and Christian Proctor, all beating Alex Anderson out of the pits. And there you have it, folks. 1, 2, 3 Royalty Motorsports drivers are going to come out nose to tail. There's your 4th one. Looks like right behind JD. Man, that A car is going to be in the pits for quite some time. So is the 37. 8's coming out. Got some of that damage repaired. Man, I think Jake is going to have a pretty serious front end to fix there. I don't know what that damage is going to be in time, but it cannot be fantastic. So hopefully he can stay on the lead lap, which he probably will. He's going to try to keep himself on the lead lap. All right, so let's see if we can reset this thing for you now. You've got Kenny. He has led from the drop. That was your pole sitter. He is going to be leading them to the green once again. You've got on the outside Jorge Ledesma in that 44. Jorge had a great qualifying. He has stayed up front. Nice job. Christian Proctor working his way all the way from the back to the front. Ready to get rolling again. Alex Anderson starting in 8th now. He is on your outside of Christian Proctor. Your 59 is going to be right behind Christian with Ruffini on the outside of him. And then you've got Drafty and Matt following those two. They are going to be side by side. JD is now in the top 10. Shane is in the top 10. Robert White, Robert Altman, 11th and 12th. No, I'm sorry. Zach White is in the 77. Robert Altman is in the 94. And Robert White is in the 69. I heard some people in chat rooting on Rob. Rob right now in 16th position. Jake was able to get out just so that we keep an eye on him. He is right now marked as 20th on the field, but he is out. He is coming back to the field now. All right, so here we go. Kenny is bringing them down once again. Ledesma on the outside, and there you go. Green flag in the air. Really nice jump there by Kenny. Christian Proctor. Ledesma is all over the track, maybe a little loose under full throttle. Proctor with a fantastic jump. He is going to jump down, take that second position over. Alex Anderson is going to follow him as well. Hey, Peter, appreciate you jumping in. Shane has not won quite yet. We got 16 laps here of 75. So still plenty to go, and you can look at it, folks. 2 wide, 3 wide. We'll get even 4 and 5 wide by the time this thing is over. And the 59, again, all over the track there. It looks like Drafty and Matt are going to make that pass. So that is a few times that Jim has gotten into that wall early on in these stints. Now Christian Proctor underneath. He is down there on the bottom, right against that white line, trying to get by that 71 machine. No one has been able to do it yet. Yeah, it does look like Drafty has a pretty nice run going there, Peter. He is up right now in 6th position. Christian Proctor still working that bottom line. Oh, it looks like the 44 Ledesma. He's in the wall heavy, and now he's going to cross over in front of Raffini. He is going to have to get off of the throttle, and that is going to give up a ton of positions. Kenny a little loose. Just waiting for some heat to get back in these tires. Now you're there. Christian still working the bottom. He's right against that seam. He's trying to put those right side tires on that seam, help him get a little bit more rotation through that turn. But man, I will tell you, Kenny is taking that high line defensive line. You know that is the line to get early on in this race if you're defending your position. But I'm not certain if that is going to work, folks. We are going to go to a dirt track before this season's all over, but it is time for Christian Proctor to potentially try a little slide job here and try to get by this 71. And what I mean is he's going to have to go from that high side and just stay in that throttle and make that pass. And there it goes. It does look like the 71 touching the wall slightly on that right rear. It did not slow him down like you thought that it was, but right here's where Christian just needs to drive that thing all the way into that turn and make that slide right up in front. So see how close he is to getting that move done, but he's just not driving it hard enough into that turn. And this has allowed just a whole host of drivers. Drafty now is going to go 3 wide. He's taking Christian and Raffini 3. He's going to be right there on the bottom. Looks like he slid up just a little bit. Alex Anderson now trying to get that pass done on Kenny. Kenny is just taking this traffic and bottlenecking it behind him as you see all of these drivers fighting for some scrap of real estate. Now it doesn't look like Alex is going to try Kenny again. Kenny just hooked up on that outside, making that pass almost impossible. Here he goes again. He's going to shoot down to the bottom. I don't think that slide job is going to happen in 3. I just don't think you can get the drive off. I believe that that turn opens up a bit better in 1. Oh, and he's going to turn his teammate. He's going to come up and clip him. Oh, and he's hard in the wall. Kenny sliding up to the top. Oh, my goodness. What can you say there? He is going to go into the pits. Not a whole lot you can say. Alex just misjudging, I think, the amount of room that he had and just clipped him. Sit him straight down. Might been a little netco, but man, you just, that early on in the race, you just don't want to be that close to somebody. Potentially take all of the air off of that spoiler. And my goodness, the 4 being able to dodge it. Kenny, his night just up in flames that quick. That's all it took, just that fast. Now it looks like Raffini's going to come around and he is going to take that caution. So somehow he slid in front of Alex Anderson. How do you think that Discord conversation is going, folks? Nick, in this National Guard machine, you've got to come down again. 23 laps here of 75 is completed. He's going to come down and get some fuel. And while we do that, folks, we are going to slide over here and take a commercial break real quick. We'll be right back with you. All right, I let everyone give some thought there to what might have happened in that Discord. What do you think that conversation is going to be? And I can tell you, you did not disappoint. So friends don't wreck friends. Well, Peter, in this case, you know, it does look like that happened. We can go back and zoom in a little bit closer. Again, it could have been a bit of netcode there. You just never want to see that happen, especially this early on. You know that the 67 feels bad. You know the 71 really feels bad because he's the one in the pits. But my guess is, and I did verify, we are in the Discord together. But, you know, it's my job to throw a little bit of drama out there. We definitely have some. But if that were to happen, that is when the Discord just goes silent and nobody says anything. There he is. There's Kenny. Kenny, hate that happened to you. Really nice drive. That you had early on in this race. Looked like you had that high line hooked up. No one able to get around you. 67 being pretty aggressive there. I thought maybe a slide job would work, but it looks like he decided to do just tuck in right behind you. Not a whole lot of room, and man, you went for a ride. All right, folks, so here we go. We are going back green. Now, Raffini is going to be your leader. Alex Anderson is going to be on the outside. Drafty in the top three here. Matt, which is my pick for tonight, he is going to be on the outside there of row 2. All right, so there you go. Now that pace car is off. This flag man with that green flag in his hands. You can see that Geico restart zone right there, and it is in the air. Looks like we had one driver with a really difficult start there. Nick did not have a difficult start, however. He jumps out to a lead, and it looks like he is going to pull what we are now going to coin the Kenny, which is get that thing up to the top. in a hurry, which is what he did. Now he's going to have the 67 breathing right down his back bumper. Going into 3, you know, the 67 is going to try to make quick work of the 4. As there he goes, shooting down to the bottom. Oh, we've got Matt around. Looks like everybody was able to dodge it. We do have some cars that are there in the grass, but I believe everybody made it. Matt just getting that car loose and getting around. Drafty now back to 8, starting in 4th. All right, so let's reset this thing for you. Alex Anderson able to get by Raffini there on the inside, getting that pass done. Now, Christian Proctor started to work on the back of the 04. He wants that second position. Right behind them is going to be Altman. Good to see him. There's your slide job, the 13 of Christian Proctor, not worried about that. Man, Christian all over the back end, and we know how aggressive that 13 driver is early on in these green flag runs. We saw a quick car at Iowa. Now Alex trying to snake down the straightaway. Again, a move maybe for later on in the race. He is pulling it out nice and early here, 28 laps in. Oh, and he's going to get tight, Christian. He's going to get in the wall. That's going to open the door back up for Raffini. Man, Raffini is going to get that pass down. Christian now switching it over. And he now is going to slide back up in front and retain that second position. Now, all the while, that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle car behind them, they're in 4th. That is that 94 machine. He is slowly peeking into this picture. Your top 4 with a bit of a breakaway. They got about half a second there on the 8 machine of Logan Gill. Good to see him working his way back to the front. Jake in that 37, he's about 5 seconds back from these drivers. I would assume that damage on that car, just a little bit too much. Not the same car it was earlier on in this race. Now Logan is back into this mix. You can see him right on the back end of the 94. Christian Proctor making that move down to the inside. Alex choking it off just a little. He's going to run that middle line. He's going to get that block made. Now Raffini with a great run on that high side. Started to look low. He's going to tuck that thing back in line. Great move by Christian Proctor. He's on the outside. He is going to have a big run. Is the 67 going to block him? He is definitely going to throw that there. The Altman, he is loose. Logan Gill getting ever so close to these drivers as well. Let's go up more with these Gen 4 drivers. Let's see what Christian sees. Right there is your leader. You can see that shift light as these things top out at the end of those straightaways. 161 through the turns. mph down the backstretch. I believe that is going to be your faster straightaway. You can just see how Christian has to play with that throttle because of that draft and that dirty air. 202, 205, and 6 in draft. 206 mile an hour. Yes, Peter, Royalty Racing is having a fantastic night. While this race goes on, we'll keep sneaking back here to the back. We talked about Altman in that 94. He really is tied up in this battle. Logan has started to fall off a bit from those drivers. Here comes Jim. Jim had a great qualifying. Got himself into the wall a few times already tonight and had to back up to the field. But it looks like he's starting to get this thing squared away now. Jacob Wilson, I know we have some Jacob fans in this 51 car. He now is sitting P7, so really nicely done by Jacob. JD is going to be in 8th position in that 22 machine. Then you're going to have Davis. Davis is running in 9th. We saw Davis a little bit earlier with that 4 car banging doors down the straightaway. All right, so then we're going to come back here to the 10th position. Matt, your 72 driver, we saw him get loose a little bit earlier. Right now, he is sitting in that 10th position. Shane in the 5 car, he is sitting at 11th. And then we've just got, that's Robert, it looks like Zach there in the 77. We've got Drafty in this group of cars. Looks like Gil's in this group in the 4 machine. The 14 car is there. But Desmond saying not everyone made it out of the Drafty Matt incident. Yeah, it stayed green. So I thought everybody straightened that up, but certainly we do not see you there on the board. You had a great run going as well. Hate to see you out right now. Jeremy in that 4 machine. He had a blinking issue a bit earlier. He's starting to work his way back up to the front. Let's take a look at the 37 of Jake. I want to see that front end. You can see there's still some damage on the front end of Jake's car. It does look a lot better than what it did before. So he is slowly getting that car fixed through every caution. Oh, now we got a big wreck right in front of these drivers. Oh, let's go back and take a look and see what happened. Auto Club is going to bite once again for all. Oh, and they're going to touch. It looks like the 14 might have gotten a push up from the 4. And that just dragged them down to the infield. And now, let's see if we can go back just a little bit. I want to start this over. So there goes the 14. All right, so the 77 is out of shape. You can see that car starting to tail back to the right. And he is fine right now. The 14, probably down low somewhere. Oh, and there it is. Yep, the 14 comes back up the track. That's what happened. And that is Higgs. Let's go and take a look at exactly what happened here. He's just going to hop this grass right here. He's going to hit that pavement. And, man, is he just going to try to join? And it looks like he is all over the splitter. He's got it turned hard left and just destroys the 77 and the 4. The 5 of Shane is going to miss. How is he going to get out of this thing clean? Let's go back on board one more time. I want to take a look at this 14 car. And let's just see what happens here. Oh, you can see him turning hard left, but man, once that thing starts to skip up to the front, there's just really nothing you can do about it. Sure exactly what's happening. We got this driver under power here. We got 40 laps into that 75. Kenny saying no brakes. Yeah, it didn't. It looked like it was just hopping through there. Josh, I saw that caution. No, it did look like it might have stayed green, but um, no caution there. Wow, I just took for granted that thing was definitely going to be a caution, but folks, they did not. Now Jim Thorndike is out front there in the 79, so now we need to go, or the 59, we need to go back here. We got to take a look and see what happened. It looks like Jim just drove through the field there and just worked his way up. He passed Alex, and it looks like Alex has started to slide back as Nick Raffini now has made his way by Anderson. Now Logan is working on the back end of Anderson. Yeah, Josh, wow is right. That thing stayed green, folks. That is pretty amazing with such a big wreck. Yeah, Peter, Shane was tremendously lucky. How he missed that, I just have no idea. But here we are, 43 laps into 75, now crossing to be 44. And we have a race. We are still green. Jim Thorndike has now taken that lead over. He is in that 59 machine. You've got Raffini in second position. Alex Anderson has slid back to third with Logan in that 8 car starting to chase him down. Now, right behind them, they've got a pretty good fight as Jacob Wilson moving his way forward to that 51. Davis in the 85 now starting to work his way up as the 94 starts falling back. All right, so here you go. They are coming down. Alex Anderson has had enough of those tires. Logan is going to follow him down. And now the 51 is going to come down with them. Now, Jim is going to stay out on the track. Nick is out on the track as well. They're in the 04. Davis is going to stay out as well as the 94. So we're going to keep an eye. The 3 drivers that are down on pit road right now, you can see them on that timing tower. That is Gill, Anderson, and Wilson. Those were your front runners. They are now 11th, 12th, 13th on the timing tower. Now, they're going to obviously slide down when they come out of those pits. The other drivers caught up in those accidents. You can see that same pit. They are getting repairs done. So, Jim, again, is your leader. Now a 2nd and a 10th up. He was about 1.4, 1.5 seconds, so it looks like Nick is starting to put some pressure on him, working his way up. As now it looks like Nick might be coming down pit lane. He is going to make his way down pit lane. Jim, still your leader, still out on the track. Now it looks like Robert Altman about 4 seconds back, right in front of Alex Anderson. Now, Alex is going to be shown a lap down. Now, once Jim pits, that certainly is going to cycle back around. It looks like he was able to get out in front of Logan. Forbidden saying he knows a Nick Raffini. Oh my goodness, the 8 car is loose. Where did he go on the tower? Oh, did he go completely off track? Did he go back up and get the wall? And are we still green? There he is sideways trying to get down pit road. He's going to overcorrect that car. It's going to come back up the track. Oh my goodness, there is JD. He is going to miss it. The 8 is going to slide through the infield. No caution right now on that track. Oh, Logan, I believe he just come out of the pits. Rena saying Raven is back in the top 10 after all that. What do you think about that, Rena? Craziness, right? So fighting his way back. Not only is he in the top 10, now he is third. I believe he stayed out on the track, but if you remember through all of those cautions, Jake was going and getting repairs completed. So Jake had to get a lot of repairs completed, and while he was doing that, probably got that tank filled up and can turn some laps. Now, I don't know how long he's going to stay out, because when we come across next time, we're only going to have 25 laps to go. So these cars, you probably want to maximize a full fuel run if you can. But now you can see Jim is driving the wheels off of this car. Not only is he still leading, right behind him is Alex Anderson. Now, Alex is going to be your first car that come down pit road. Nick is going to be in 5th position. He's in that 04. He was second down, but it does look like Jacob was able to make that pass. Here he comes, the 59 now coming down pit road. That is going to give Alex Anderson his lap back. And that's going to put Alex back into 2nd position with only Jake. He is the only car right now that has not come down to get service completed. So let's see how this is going to cycle back through, because you're going to have Alex Anderson there in 3rd. He's now going to be in 2nd once he comes back around and gets past Thorndike. That 59 car is going to be a rocket ship for the last 24 laps of this race. When he gets out of those pits, he will have your freshest set of tires. Alex Anderson, it looks like he's going to be about 3 seconds ahead of the 51. Did I hear Alex clutch that car? Let's go on board here, folks. Let's see what happens. I believe he is trying to save fuel. Yes, he is. That driver on and off the clutch, he is needing to save a bit of fuel. That is certainly going to play in Jim's hands too, because Jim in that 59, since he ran long, he's going to have enough fuel to run this car as hard as he can. Now, at Auto Club, it's a bit less banking through these turns, and you have a ton of momentum getting into those turns. So I don't think you're going to lose a lot of time by clutching, but what does happen is it throws your brake rhythm off. As you just saw that 67 go all the way from the bottom of the track all the way up to the top, and that's simply because his braking markers are a little off now that he's having to use that clutch. So that's going to give him a little bit of additional wear on those tires. Jake still staying out, 24 to go. That earlier incident getting into the back of Logan under caution when everybody was slowing up. Jake not able to get that 37 car slowed down in time. Pretty heavy damage to the front end of that machine. He has battled back, went through every caution, back in, getting work done on that car, getting repairs completed. And now here he is, folks. He is back out here in the number 1 position. 22-second lead, 23 laps to go. We know he's going to have to come down and get fuel. And here he comes. Jake down pit road. He's not going to be able to get any more damage worked on under green flag conditions. Now it sets up. You've got Jake, or you've got Jake down pit road getting service done. I think that car in 6, which will be 5th when he comes back by, is the one to keep your eye on. That 59 car. Out of nowhere, Alex Anderson still on the clutch. Nick is going to be in 2nd, 2 seconds back from Alex Anderson, but Davis is all over that 04 machine, along with Jacob there in the 51. Jacob with a fantastic run so far tonight. Choosing that low line, trying to save those tires. But man, about 1.5 seconds behind him. Jim Thorndike, he will have fresh tires, and he is coming in a hurry. Thorndike right now about 2 to 3 tenths a lap faster than these drivers right here. This is second, third, and fourth position. 21 laps to go. Nick snaking down the straightaway, trying to get away from these drivers while they run down Alex Anderson. And run down they are. It was 2 seconds, now only a second and a half. As they come across that line, Alex still trying to turn it up a little bit, about 2 tenths faster than what he was last lap. But still 2 tenths slower than these three drivers here. And man, that driver in the back now, 8 tenths faster than your leader. That's that 59 machine at Thorndike. Now what Jim has to do in the 59 is know where he's at. It's only 2 seconds to that leader, as that looks like Dan Ames is going to take that car down pit road. He's now caught the draft of these drivers, so he just needs to be patient. 19 laps to go, plenty of time here at Auto Club. Make those tires work for you. Now it looks like Nick going from the top all the way down to the bottom. Man, Jim is going to have a huge run coming down the straightaway. He is going to waste no time. He is going down to the bottom of Jacob. He's going to get that pass done and just cover right back up to the top. He is going to look for another one as he's going to come off with a head full of steam here. Eyeballing that 85. He's going to get way up to the top and get loose on exit. Now only a second is going to separate your second place from that driver in that 67 car. Man, you can tell Jim is really pushing that thing. It is getting loose as he's putting a lot of will in it. And he's going to try to stay up top. It looks like Davis is going to take his line away from him. Not able to do it. The 59 on the right-hand side. He still got around the outside. Can he stay off of the wall? He's going to. With a head full of steam, he is going to come down and take that third position. He can eyeball this win now, folks. 17 laps to go. The 04 standing in his way. The 67 still trying to save fuel. It looks like the 04 not even attempting to slow Thorndike down. Now 8 tenths is going to separate Jim and Alex Anderson. 17 laps to go. No problem here for Jim. He's going to have all the time in the world to catch him. While this is going on, Marty and Altman are having a good battle as well. We'll try to go back and take a look at that. But here we are, 15 laps to go this next time by. Let's go back and take a look here real quick. So there is Robert White. He's about 7 tenths away from that 94 machine of Altman, and that is going to be for 10th position. So we're going to keep our eye out for that. Alex Anderson now has his rear view mirror full of Thorndike in that 59. Looks like that call seems to be the right one here. Now Alex is going to have to stay off of the clutch and on that gas pedal, as Thorndike has brought the 04. The 04 has brought the 85. Plenty of time here still for that 59. You can just see he's pushing that car. Man, he's going to get up there, get in the wall. The 67 just feeding him all of that dirty air. Man, he got in the wall. It snatched him all the way back to fourth position. Now 1.6 seconds behind. Alex using all the tricks that he can to stay out front. Now Thorndike 1.8 seconds back. Man, that might have done it, folks. That little bobble by Jim might have cost him this win. 13 laps remain in this race. Kenny in that 71 leading the first quarter of this race. Him and the 67 getting tied together. Now the 67 out front again, trying to make this 3 of 4. Nick says, I don't want that to happen. I'm going to be all over you. And there he is. He started to look down to the bottom of the 67. And now we have another contender here for the win. Davis Shively, he's not too far behind as well. All of them following in each other's tire tracks here, getting through 1 and 2. And it does look like Jim is on another mission. Now 1.3 is going to separate him from your leader. He is coming back. I just don't know if there's going to be enough time to make all 3 of these passes he's going to need to make to get that win. And I just don't know if 04 has enough tire to get this thing done either. Alex trying to make that car as wide as he can. Wow, the 4 and the 85 getting extremely close through the center of that turn as the 04 trying to drive down to the bottom. Now what's the 67 going to do? He's trying to run the line that no one else is running. He wants to stay defensive while trying to guess the line of the 04. He did a great job there. Davis is all over the back end of the 04 now. I think Davis trying to give the 04 some time to make this move on at Anderson, but if he doesn't, the 85 has to go. I think Jim has just wore those tires out. He is coming, but I just don't think it's enough now. 10 laps to go, 10 laps. The 04 found something in 1 and 2 that last time around. There he is down at the bottom. I don't think he's going to have the momentum to get this done, but he is going to be close now as the 67 is going to push up. That might give the 04 what he needs. Now, what is the 85 going to do? Side by side, they go through that start-finish line. Low line is Nick, and it looks like the 67 is going to come down right on top of the 04. Davis now is going to make a move on the bottom of the 04. It looks like that 67 still trying to save some fuel. All the while battling. Now they have brought Thorndike back in. So now what was about 1.4 seconds, that 59 is right back into the action with 8 laps to go. He could make this very interesting. 85 is high into the wall, and that's going to put the 59 in the wall. Not a whole lot of time lost by the 85, but certainly it was by the 59. I think Nick is there in the 04, cooling the tires down one last time. He's going to try to make another run at him here. Caution is out on the track. That changes everything, folks. I don't see anything that caused that yellow flag here. Can we find something? No, nothing, folks. I don't see anything causing that caution there. So SDK must be playing some games on us. All right, so 7 laps to go. I believe you're going to go back green with about 5. This is going to get pretty spicy. You've got a very hungry 04 car. And it looks like Anderson in this 67 is just finding whatever he can in his bag of tricks to block, push, or get right on the door of another driver, not to allow them to get by him. Davis sitting back, being really patient there in third. Jim had the fastest car. I'm certain that if he would have got that pass done earlier and not got into the wall, he would have set sail. But now they're all going to be back on the same strategy here. I got to think this is 4 tires. You want every bit of grip that you can get. Now, as they sit, Anderson, Raffini, Shively, Thorndike, Wilson, and it looks like Shane is going to be 6th. Christian Proctor there in 7th. Matt is going to be in 8th. Jake still in 9th there with Altman in 10th. Oh, the 67 slid through his box. It was a quick slide. I would assume you want that top line. The 51 is going to get out first. And Davis is going to follow him. The 67 is going to be out after him. So the 51 getting it done there on pit road. Here come the rest of your drivers out. Jacob Wilson taking the lead here late in this race. I'm not sure if these drivers have lane choice. These leaders have lane choice. I would assume if they would, the smart move here by the 51 would be to take that high side since he gets the jump and bury that 67 about 2 cars back. But we'll see what he's going to do right here. Is now they're going to come. They're going to turn the lights off on this pace car. And there you go, folks. Now, we are going to have 4 laps. It looks like we are 5 to go now. 4 laps once we go green. Who is going to get it? I got to tell you, I have not really seen a dominant driver out here tonight, one that's running away from the field. These Gen 4s really evenly matched here on this track. That draft playing such a huge part of everybody being able to stay close. But I can tell you, there are going to be some moves made. Some drivers just jostling around for position. It is coming. This is going to be a haymaker here at the end of this. All right, they are lined up 2 by 2. Ready to get this thing done. Jacob Wilson taking your lead. Davis on the outside. Alex Anderson down low there in 3rd. Outside of him is going to be Raffini. That pace car leading them down. You're going to see that Geico restart zone is right there on the middle of your screen. And Jacob is going to bring them to that zone. Here we go. Just a few laps remain. Green flag is in the air. Nice start. It does look like the 85 is wiggling back and forth under throttle. '51 is going to take that to high side. Now, it does look like, oh, he's going to be loose on the exit, but he's going to be able to stay in front of the 67. Now the 04 has made the move. Christian Proctor getting blocked by Davis all the way down to the bottom of the track. 51 is going to block that bottom. Oh, big impact. Caution back out. Shane involved in that. Oh, we got to go back and take a look. We thought we were going to have some fireworks here later on in this race, and here we go. This is not going to disappoint. All right, so there's Shane in the 5 car. And it looks like Christian is going to check up. He's going to get into the back of Christian, just nowhere to go, and both of them are just going to kill the wall here. Oh, the 94 is going to get into it. He's going to get underneath of Christian. Yeah, so it just looked like a quick checkup. Nowhere to go for both of those drivers. And it looks like 2 more are going to be sent over to the hauler. You know what that means? This is going to be overtime for us here, folks. So while we wait for them to pace around, we are going to go side by side with you. Commercial break just one more time, and then we'll bring you the finish to this wild one here at Auto Club. All right, so here we are back with you right before you see these lights go out on this pace car. Jacob Wilson is going to bring them back to green flag. Hopefully one more time. The 67 of Alex Anderson is going to be on the outside, along with the 85 and Nick Raffini right there. Jim Thorndike right behind him. Matt is going to be in 6 with White, Raven, and Shane, and JD is going to round out your top 10 now. It looks like Shane does not have a front end on that car, so that car is going to drop like a ton of bricks pretty quick. As you can see, oh, the wheels are turned completely left as well. So I don't think Shane is probably going to try to limp this thing over to the finish. Man, it doesn't even have a back end of that car. I cannot believe that thing's still running. All right, so here we go. We are coming down the backstretch here. Again, we are going to go into overtime. Green, white, checkered. Jacob found a little bit. He was a bit loose on the exit of 2 on that last green flag start. But what you want to do now is probably check those tires. Make sure you're going to get plenty of heat, plenty of grip in these tires, because you are going to need it. You know, these drivers are hungry for the win. 4 to 5 drivers here that could easily get this thing done, and this is going to be a game of runs. And there you go. Now that pace car pulled off once again, we're going to stay with your 51 car here of Jacob. They are in that Geico restart zone, and there he goes. Green flag is in the air. Nice jump. Now it looks like Nick is going to get a bit loose under throttle. Alex able to stick with the 51 on that jump. Alex is going to shoot down to the bottom. Looks like the 51 of Jacob finding a way to get down there as well and try to block him. That's going to put that 67 up high. He's going to have a heck of a run coming down. Now, where's the 51 going to go to try to throw that block on him? The 85 right behind him. Jim Thorndike behind him. 51 down to the bottom, getting about 2 car lengths over your 67 car. Down the backstretch they go. They are now going to take this white flag. This is going to end the race no matter what happens. 51 choosing to go down to the bottom again. I probably would have stayed up to the top, but he knows more than I do. He's going to have to throw a block coming down this straightaway because that 67 is going to come with all kinds of steam. 51 does not give him a whole lot of draft, but he is there. What is going to happen? Last turn, 67 all over the back end of the 51. Jacob again deciding to stay down to the bottom. He's got to throw a block right here. He's going to try to get that block thrown, and he's going to slow him down just enough. And there you have it, folks. What a finish. Jacob finding a way to get that thing done. Alex Anderson is going to come home in second. Jim Thorndike unofficially is going to be sitting in that third position. Christian Proctor, with some form of what looks like a race car, has decided to come back out on track. But there is your winner, folks. That 51 machine, heck of a drive there. Green, white checker holding off the 67, getting that thing done. Jim coming home in third position. We're going to watch this driver burn that thing down. While we do, we're going to see if we have some drivers getting up here in the interview booth. Yeah, we are going to show your overall results while we are waiting on those drivers to hop into the booth. Not sure why this thing never wants to move for us, but there it goes. Now it's moving. Jacob is going to be your winner. Alex coming home in second. Jim in third. Davis in fourth. Nick is going to wind up in fifth position. Matt is in sixth. Jake Raven in seventh. Robert White in eighth. Robert Altman in ninth. JD is going to wind up in 10th. Shane with an 11th place finish. Christian Proctor coming back to 12th. And then you've got Ames, Logan, Drafty is going to be your top 15. Zach, Jeremy Gill. And let's see if we can get this thing to move for us. It does not want to move, but we're going to call it out anyway. Rob Higgs is going to wind up in 18th. Ledesma is going to be in 19th with Kenny, your pole sitter. He's going to wind up in 20th position. So there is your finish here at Auto Club. Now let's see if we can hide this thing and get a couple of drivers. It does look like we've got those drivers here in the booth. And if we do, we are going to start with your third place driver of Thorndike. Man, such a good drive by him. I thought he probably had this thing under control. If that thing goes green, I just feel like Jim's got that thing. But let's pull him up and see if we can talk to him here. Jim, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, fantastic run by you. We went back and watched this crazy wreck happening about midway through the race. I thought the thing was under caution. It went green. We come back. Jim's leading this race. Fantastic job by you. It looked like you had a really good long pace car, stayed out, got the fuel, got the freshest tires, walked back up. Looks like you got in the wall once, slid you back about 2 seconds, caught all the way back up, another little wall tap. Man, walk me through your night, man. I thought if that thing went green, you had a shot to win this.
Yes, sir. That's what I was hoping, was for it to go green, because that one yellow, everybody pitted, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take tires because it had a pace of green long run. So I took tires and fuel, and I got the lead. And then, I got behind Alex, and it took the air away and got me pushing going into the corner, and it caused me to get into the wall a little bit. But, come back for third place. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it was a fantastic run by you. You played strategy really well. Once you got that high line moving and enough rubber was up there, man, you were on fire tonight. Jim, congratulations here on a podium finish, man. We'll turn it over to you, let you give your shout outs.
All right. Thank you. I got to give a shout out to my girlfriend. She watches my daughter while I do this. To DeKalb Sycamore Buick GMC. They pay my way to do this, and the military for everything they do so that we can do this week in and week out. And I got to thank my teammates, Revved Up, Motorsports. Uh, 1, 2, 3 tonight. Can't say enough for my teammates for the help getting around this on the high side. And thank you to you for hosting this and broadcasting. You do a great job week in and week out.
Well, Jim, we certainly appreciate it. Congratulations on a top 3, man. Hopefully a sign of fantastic things to come here for that 59 machine.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to the next couple weeks.
Thanks, Jim. All right, so there you have it. Jim in that 3rd position. Really nice run by him. I mean, really cooking on that high line. Once that track rubbered in a bit, he found something up there and he was rolling. So let's see if we can pull your 2nd place driver here in the booth. Alex, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Wow. So that thing got a little crazy. First of all, walk us through with you and Kenny there early on in this race.
Okay, good. I wanted to talk about that first too. I am so sorry. I feel horrible. There's no other way to describe it. I feel terrible. I there's no excuse, but I genuinely thought I was clear to the wall. I wasn't trying to pass him. I was just like I knew that I was running the bottom to save tires, and I knew that I would get up alongside him, and I would just get back in line, and we would keep going. If I got around him, I got around him. If I didn't, I didn't. And I just genuinely thought I was clear up, and I was not, and I feel terrible, and I apologize, and I will not be mad if he takes my ass out for no reason. Excuse my language. Almost dropped an F-bomb.
Well,
I tried to hold it.
You know, I will tell you, it was tough. And I think in the booth, we saw the same thing. We just saw, you trying to get back in line and maybe just misjudge the front nose of that car. And it did look like maybe there was a little net code in there, but just looked like you ran out of room.
It's actually one of the worst mistakes I've made in a long time. I cannot recall a single time in the past 3 years where I've wrecked somebody because I thought I was clear and I came up. That's like part of why I feel so bad. It's like that is something that I've like never done before.
Yep.
The worst, like most of the time where I end up getting in like single car wrecks like that is because I make like a stupid move to the outside and somebody just comes up. That's happened to me a couple times, which I mean that's a racing deal, but this is just there's no excuse for that.
Well, you were able to gather yourself back up. You had a really good run there all the way through. It looked like the car maybe tailed off a bit in the longer runs, and then it did look like when you come back out for that last stint, you were saving some fuel. That obviously allowed people to get caught back up. Jim had the fresher tires, but it looked like you had a really good strategy on keeping the dirty air on his nose, kind of keeping him away from you. He touched the wall and fell back a bit, but then slid through the pits there on that last pit stop just enough to get you back behind him. Man, it just seemed like whoever had the lead there really had the best spot on the track.
Well, so for the rest of the race, I mean that is just like running green, trying to have a clean stop. I didn't miss my stall on the stop actually, so I'm proud of myself for that one. But that entire run, I mean, I know Jim, he pitted on the second yellow and everybody else only pitted on the first. So comes by, I'm like, okay, I want to pit a little early here. So I pitted with, I thought was like 32 or 33 to go, which when I'd filled up during the first yellow, it said we had 35. So I was like, okay, I'll have like a 2 or 3 lap margin and I'll be good to go. And then I look at my fuel and I'm like, well, we're a lap short. This is not great at all. So I started saving fuel once I got back out front. Everybody else got caught up, and I was like, well, if I don't run up high and at least keep dirty air on their nose, I'm not going to win the race. So I started doing that. Jim tapped the wall, and I mean, even like running the top still, I was clutching, turning the motor off, and just rolling through turns 1 and 3 and just trying to keep like whatever fuel in the tank. And I really thought, had that gone green, I would have ran out of fuel in the middle of 3 and 4. So I am happy I did get that yellow, but that last stop, sliding to the box didn't really matter all that much because I didn't lose any spots. I know Shively and Jacob, they took 2, so it wouldn't have really mattered anyways. And just that last restart, man, I'm kicking myself because I totally would have had him. I would have had the speed, I would have had the room and all that to get around Jacob had I had run the top of 3 and 4 on the lap we went green. Because I know my thought process going into 3 and 4 that time was like, okay, if I run the bottom, I'll take a chunk out of the gap here and then run the top on the last lap and get the run, get around him. And he ran the bottom, which I was not expecting because the last couple of laps he had kind of run the middle, so took away my clean air. So it was kind of a meaningless corner. I probably lost like half a tenth or so there. And then I've just got to his bumper, but I had just come in from close enough to where I had to lift and actually tap the brakes a little to get it turned down to the bottom, and just didn't have enough of a run.
Well, I will tell you, we have 4 races in the books now. You've won half of them. Come home second tonight, man. You can't listen outside of Iowa. Fantastic start to this season. So we'll turn it over to you, Alex. Let you give your shout outs.
Well, first off, gotta shout out my parents every race, biggest sponsors. Couldn't do nothing without them, so thank you, Mom and Dad. Thanks to everybody back at the Revved Up shop for giving us this race car, and thanks to Kenny and everybody, all the admins for putting on the show for us, and thanks to you guys for giving us the broadcast. And try not to wreck the car at Mid Ohio. I guess that's kind of just #1 goal, keeping it in a straight line there.
Well, Kenny might owe you one at some point. So
Oh, he will. I will. If you ever see him wreck me and you try and interview me after that, not gonna be mad. Not gonna be mad at all. Be like, totally deserved it. Totally
Right.
deserved it.
Right. Well, congratulations bringing home that second place here tonight at Auto Club. So nice job.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
All right. So there is your second place driver. Now, I am very interested to talk to Jacob. Let's see if we can pull in your winner for the night. Let's see if we can get him here in the booth. Jacob, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, man, it's great talking to you. You had some people cheering you on there in chat early on, and man, it looked like you worked your way up through the field. Very nice, very methodical. Took 2 tires on that last stop. That proved to be the game winner for you. Walk me through that last couple of laps and kind of what your thought process was on hitting the top or hitting the bottom.
Well, to be honest with you, I was just kind of reacting somewhat to what Alex was going to do. I knew the car was going to be a little bit on the looser side, having the new tires on the rights and the lefts being a little bit worn, which I was okay with because I'd been a little tight all night. So I thought it was going to work out in my favor anyway. But I was just kind of trying to take the air off of Alex and make him a little airtight because I mean he did have the tire advantage a little bit there. Which if we would have had many more laps than what we had, it wouldn't have probably worked out. I probably should have went ahead and ran high in 3 and 4 on that last lap. It probably would have been not as close. But it was a good race. Alex raced me clean, and that's what we want. And it was a little bit of a rough night tonight with the contact and things like that. It's not usually how this league is. I've been here for this is my 4th season. I've been around for it now, so usually we're pretty clean over here. But must have been a full moon or something tonight. But overall, it was a good race. I actually started from pit lane because I wasn't sure I had something adjusted the way I wanted it before the start. So we kind of started behind the 8 ball, but I knew it was a long race, and I knew from practice, just a few laps I'd ran, I was pretty up there on the speed charts. So I figured we'd be okay once we had a caution, had a few green flag runs. I could make my way up there, but great race.
Well, you did fantastic, and it did look like you kind of took your time. And I, we talked a little bit before we kicked this thing off at how this car and this track is such a shame that you don't have really either one. Like this track would be fantastic to bring races to. It's a shame everything that's happened to it, but this Gen 4 really works well on this track. And walk me through really how that draft, because it did look like normally at Auto Club during the day you would be sliding off of the turns, but man, it just looked like there was enough grip, and it was a blast getting these cars to run down the draft down the straightaways.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I had plenty of grip all night. You definitely had to be in the draft on the straightaways, or you'd get pulled. So you really could. It was really hard to pass on the inside, especially if the cars in front of you had cars in front of them to tow them down the straightaway. But I mean, it raced pretty similar in some ways to when we ran the Gen 6 car here. Not quite as you didn't have quite the closing rate, but the draft was really important. if you're making passes and things like that. And it was pretty gripped up, probably because it was nighttime and the cooler temperatures, um, which I think I would have probably rather it been kind of in the afternoon. Um, you know, I like a slick track, where you really have to feather the throttle, and your throttle control really is really important. It wasn't so much about that tonight. It was pretty much on or off. This was actually my first race in this car of any kind. So, and I had very few laps. I tested some on the setups as they have put them out this year, just to help the team out. But I haven't ran a race, so this was the first one. So we're 1 for 1. I wasn't even planning on running this race tonight. I was planning on only running the road courses this season in Indianapolis, but I figured I should get some downforce track experience in it, and it worked out in our favor tonight.
Well, it worked out in a big way. You brought home the victory. Jacob, fantastic job coming in here and picking up the win. Now, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you give your shout outs, but I can tell you there is a very special person in chat that is just all you. I would think that you should give a shout out to your mama tonight.
Yeah, my mom, and she watches most of these races, so I was glad she was able to watch it tonight. Well, actually, a lot of my family watches these. My wife, Sarah, a lot of my sponsors that sponsor me in real life for my kart racing, a lot of them tune in every night that I have a race. I've been focusing on IndyCar racing the last few months, and it's been kind of tough. We've had some tough luck over there, and I'm learning the cars, but it's nice to give them some exposure tonight and get a win. But I want to thank Circle W Farms, Floors by Dennis, the No Names, Corn Dog Designs, my buddy Brock Morris. He made this beautiful paint scheme. I was glad that I can park it in Victory Lane at least one time. Maybe we can get it there a few more times this year. But also Victory Fuel. We have a discount code, Revved Up 51. Get your Victory Fuel. It's 10% off. So, but that's everybody. So thanks guys for putting on the broadcast. Yeah, this is a great league. Kenny and Drafty and JD do a great job with this league, and it's always a lot of fun when I come race.
Yep, you did fantastic. Congratulations on your win, and I assume we're going to see you next week at Mid-Ohio.
Yes, I will be there at Mid-Ohio, so hopefully we can at least get on the podium there, or maybe get another win. We'll see.
You got it. All right, thanks, Jacob. Have a great night.
You too.
All right, folks, so there you have it. Those are your top 3 tonight at Auto Club, bringing it home. Revved Up Racing doing it once again. 1, 2, and 3 tonight. Not without its fireworks and not without some late race drama, but they are getting it done. Jacob coming home with the win. You've got Alex and Jim rounding out your top 3. Great job to those drivers. Next week, we are going to Mid-Ohio. That thing isn't going to have caution, so we are going to go flag to checkered flag next week. Same time, same place. That's going to be on Tuesday night. We certainly appreciate it. I'm John Ross. Appreciate you tuning in and watching the broadcast. We would think, give a thumbs up there. We would really appreciate that. Have a good night, everyone, and we will see you next week.